success.
President and CEO of Shaw & Associates. For over 70 years, Shaw & Associates has been your trusted experts for wealth management, tax, accounting, and payroll. We change lives and inspire true wealth, one person, one family, one business at a time. Shaw & Associates is a wealth management investment firm that specializes in taxes, serving as a fiduciary, putting your interests first. You can find more information or schedule an appointment by calling 530-674-1150 or on the web at shawassociatesinc.com. Shaw & Associates is proud to support community radio.
And for my 8 o'clock interview, one of my longtime friends, and the gal that is, I don't know if you're in charge. I don't know what you do over there.
I'm in charge of me.
but Sutter
Pay
County,
attention to me.
Tamra Macy from Sutter County One Stop. It's like, wait a minute. Nobody told me.
I know. I'm like looking around me going, no. I am not in charge. Being there forever and a day, that there's just a wealth of information.
Yeah.
But I work with an amazing team, and we all take charge, but we are not in charge.
So I have to ask, because last month when you were on, we talked about the move.
Yes.
So how's the move?
It's good. I am appreciating, so Sutter County One Stop, we're now at 875 Harter Parkway. And we are, oh my gosh, I heard a person yesterday saying, well, east, west, what difference does it make? It's like a bridge.
Yeah.
You have to know location and direction. And so we are just really, thankful. We're in the new building, and our education classes are there. Our adult education, our English language learner classes, our ESL classes, the cosmetology, medical assistant, CNA. We are just off the charts. The building is beautiful. The teamness cannot be beat because, as I shared earlier, we now are in community. And when I see our educators, when I see the administration from adult education, knowing their names now and running into them in the hallway and being able to greet each other, that there definitely is a camaraderie. It's really nice. And my team, the structure of our office space is quite a difference, but we're learning now a new rhythm and how we work with each other. But it's nice because now we just can have easy conversation, and as long as we get each other's jokes, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Well, you can work with other people when you're in different locations, and you talk to them on the phone.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But you don't really know them. It's not the same. You're not seeing them. I've told people, like, text and email, it's so easy to misread those.
Yes.
Because there's no person, right? It's just words.
Right.
And I'm not saying that a text or an email isn't good for just a quick notification or whatever.
Of course.
But you get a lot more done when you're face to face. And now you guys have that opportunity a big way.
We do. And you're true with that, with the text and the email. If you don't know the tone of what you're reading or receiving, and sometimes even I speak in exclamations, and I try to show that energy in an email. And if there's a minute where I'm just not feeling it and I just have to be a truth teller, and the client will email back, oh, you're serious, because there's no exclamation of, yay, you. I said, and I want to be that support person, but again, that truth teller, to be able to say, okay, this is what we need to look at. We kind of have to park silly for a minute and really take this to heart, what's happening.
Yeah, I did tell you when you came in, I love this little blurb that you gave me, because we always talk about training and availability of jobs, and I went online this morning because you had sent me some stuff, and I went in there and you had a listing of all the jobs, so you can go to the website, which is SutterOneStop.com.
Look at you.
And you can see the job jobs that are available. But I like this. This was, do you need help filling positions? So talk about that for a minute, Tamra, about as an employer, how does an employer get a hold of you, and what kinds of things can you do to help that employer find a really good employee?
Right, and I like the direction of that conversation this morning. And so as a business, if you are seeking qualified candidates, that Sutter One Stop is designed. We have a business services team, and a couple of things. First of all, 822-5120, and then ask for the Sutter One Stop team, and then that you're in a business and you are needing help filling a position, because then we gather the data, what you need on the job, what are the requirements for the position, what does your superstar look like, are you willing to begin at entry level, and then we post the job. Because we all are working and we have a client base of job seekers, we look to see who's a good match for this, and then we forward those resumes to the company, and then from there the company decides yes, it's a match. If they are on our client base, we have the affordability of an on-the-job training. That would equal the company puts the candidate on payroll. We reimburse the company 50% of the wages for the first 200, possibly 300 hours based on the grant that candidate sits in. We also offer a work experience. If a business needs the help and we have the quality and the candidates, it's kind of like a trial run. So we do the work experience. The candidate solely earns minimum wage, but they see if this is a fit for that organization, and then from there, then the company can put them on their payroll. Also, what we do with business services, if you are facing a layoff situation with your teammates, there's ways that we can step in and either help with, if it's a candidate that has an opportunity to progress in the position, we can help with that stage so the person can already be employed, but there's evolution in the job. We can help support that evolution.
That's good.
Yes. If there's a layoff situation, we come in and we try to help the individuals that are being affected by the layoff, finding them with placement, finding them and connecting them with employment development department, letting them know about the resources for them, and then just getting the business connected with the proper resources so that if it ends up being a closure, that we still have the ability to help the business owner. We have the ability to help that manager of that business, that the closure doesn't define you. It's just a measure of what's the next step and how can Sutter One Stop be a part of that journey with you.
You know, we have situations that happen in life where, you know, maybe there has been a layoff and you got laid off and there wasn't really anything, or actually sometimes a business will just close its doors, and then so all of a sudden, you know, you're looking for a job, and it would appear as though, look, I want the quickest route, right? I don't want to sit around. You know, I lost my job. I want the quickest route to be employed again, right? And I have said this before about Sutter County One Stop, that if you need a job, they're a great resource. If you need training, they're a great resource. There's all those. But also, you might be on a job and they have told you we're closing the doors in July. Then don't wait till July to go to One Stop, right? Go, and so that they can help you gain that next position so that you don't have this long period. And I've heard people say, well, you know, I'll just get unemployment. And not everybody knows this, but not everybody qualifies for unemployment. You know, it's not a fail-safe. Unemployment was never designed to be a fail-safe. And so the best move is to go and, you know, all right. And then the last part of it is, what if I'm on a job, Tammy, I'm working, but I really want to change career fields. Can I go to One Stop and say, I'd like to take the classes on whatever, right?
Yes.
Because you guys have a bunch of different ones, medical
Yes.
assisting.
Yes.
Is that open to people that are employed already?
Yes, and we help with that stage when you're ready for the new career and you're ready for that change. Don't quit your job. Stay put. Getting your facts information, getting your resources, finding out how to establish, how to promote yourself with this new industry. And I'm glad that you brought that up. I just met with a young lady last week, and where she's at, she's ready for a career change. She'd been there for 4 years, and she had just said, I've been applying, but I'm not getting invited to any interviews. It's okay, let's take a look at your resume. Where her work experience was and where she's been for the last 4 years, she only had 2 sentences of what she does. And I was just like, oh no, I need you to walk me through what you do in a 2-week timeline, because those pieces count. Oh, I feel a sneeze. Look towards the light. Okay, I'm looking at Bob. So in that, just helping to modify and enhance, but then knowing what to say. So as you might have 10 years in healthcare, and now you want to work with adult education, or you want to work with students, you want to work with learners, mentors. And so if you were CPR first aid certified, that absolutely helps in the school system. Your ability to serve as a liaison between physician and family, now you're a liaison between teacher, student, and then the parents. And there's ways that we draw out those skills from you. So it wouldn't be that you would be eligible for the work experience, possibly on the job training, maybe if the wage is more than what you're earning now, because we have to look at the evolution in that on-the-job training. So you can't bust back to be eligible for on-the-job training. We have to move you forward. And then again, it's based on the grants and what we have available to help serve folks. The grants that we have now, it is for the families without homes, individuals that are on probation or parole, veterans, of course, always veterans. And then we have our English language learner grants, and then we have youth services, and that is from 18 through to 24. I think we've spoke of this before. Even though you're 18 or 19 and you consider yourself a young adult, yes, you are, don't let age keep you trapped from reaching out to services, because it's designed for the 24-year-old as well. Well, and then, of course, we have the mature worker. So there isn't an age cap. It's trying to have individuals not put a cap on their age, right? Because I say this all the time. Folks come in, I can't get a job because I'm old. Okay, that's the first thing we're going to fix, right? You cannot have a sentence like that, because as soon as you identify as old, that's all they're going to see in you. So you just need to say, these are my years of experience, this is my wealth, this is my knowledge, and make sure you look 21st century, right? You have to update who you are in an effort to be seen. And then we just attended this workshop. Oh my gosh, it was AI training, artificial intelligence. And the way that the young man just presented information, the youth enjoy and embrace artificial intelligence. And then the mature worker has a really hard time struggling with that artificial intelligence, right? So we minimize, okay, well, help me structure this paragraph. Youth come in and they're, oh my gosh, you could do this and you could create this and you could just talk to it. The young man called it rambling. He just talks into his AI. It picks up what he's saying. It hears what he says. And then he's like, oh, wait, scratch that. And it removes the sentences. It was mind-blowing. And what he said, how youth can even approach artificial intelligence in an interview is say, these are the things that I know, this is what I'm really good at. If the mature worker is afraid of it, now they have a young individual that can come in and say, let me show you how this can help us in this workplace. It just offered new ways, new doors to open, new strategies to be able to help incorporate the young worker, the mature worker, so that we have a blend of ages within the workforce.
Well, you know, for a while, companies were wanting to hire older people that were like semi-retired and that. because they knew how to get to work on time and go to work on a regular basis, and they were struggling with younger people that they'd get a job, but it wasn't their focus, it wasn't their interest, and they hadn't had the experience of how valuable it is. Show up on time, right? Be there every day, so the employer can depend on you. And a lot of times, the older people actually owned the company, right? And so they knew what they wanted in an employee, and so they would be that employee. And I started seeing after this trend, and this has probably started 10 years ago or so, I started seeing more and more older people in these jobs, right? Because for the company, right, it was just a shoe-in. So, I agree. Don't just think I'm old, I can't work, right? I mean, if you can't do anything else, be a DJ. No, it's not right.
No, because you're passionate, and that's why it's successful, because you see the outreach and you see the ways that you can be in community, and that's why it works for you. That's why it works for 93Q. And that's what we encourage individuals is, gosh, you can't approach an interview, you can't approach a job because you're here because somebody made you, or you're here because I need a paycheck. Well, we all need a paycheck. Come on, now that can't be the reason that you chose that individual company. Be a mystery shopper. Walk through the doors. I had a client 1,000 years ago, and he would go in, enjoy a meal after he's done eating, and then ask if they're hiring. No, we're not doing that in the future. In the future, go in purposefully. Are you hiring? Leave the premises. Go back in 2 days, and then enjoy your meal. Don't talk about the application. Don't talk about the job. Just be a customer. And this is the thing, when I'm giving you a job lead and you're like, I don't even know where that is. Beautiful. Time to take a field trip. Go check it out. This is the address. This is what it looks like. Pretend you're a shopper. Just walk in and out of the aisles, or just sit in the parking lot, and don't stalk people.
No stalking.
But watch and see what the customer looks like when they walk in and when they walk out. Do they look as if they're happy? Do they look as if they're satisfied? And if you notice a change in behavior, then you can say, well, I've researched your organization and I see how I can help make it a better experience for your customers. So it shows the passion, it shows your dedication to yourself and to that company. And I know all of this, it sounds easy because you're working. Yes, I am. But I've known enough about our business customer and our job seeker, and we know what works. I just hosted a workshop this past week, and it was, I just have all these stories of what not to do and all these stories of success, and they just, the folks in the workshop were just looking at me like I'm making stuff up. No, I am speaking from true experiences of what we've witnessed and how we use those examples to show what's working and what is not.
I remember I was a manager of a store in a mall, and they explained the job to me. I'd just gotten out of college and had a degree in business, and so I'll spend somebody else's money to now practice. So I worked for this corporation. And, their thing was, you do really good as a store manager and you train people to do what you do, and then they can promote you. So, I knew the process, but there was things that I would just have to shake my head at. I'd have somebody come in and go, "You're not hiring, are you?" Right? And it's like, I'm not hiring, are you? Why couldn't you just ask if I was hiring? And I remember...
you gave me a negative there.
It's like
You're right. No, we're not.
But I also love what people would come in, and you could tell they wanted a job. They came in. They had already scoped us out, so they knew what we did there. And you could just see it in their attitude. You just knew they'd be really good at this. And so there was a difference. It is the way that you go in, right? The way that you present yourself does matter. And what you know already is a plus. So, if you're the guy hiring, you just make his job or her job a lot easier because you did your homework.
Right. That just speaks volumes. We used to be cold calling, right? You're on the phone and you're asking, hey, are you hiring? And we don't even recommend that anymore. No, because they don't have the time to answer that call. So walking in ready for a mini interview, expect an interview. Don't walk in dressed like you're ready to go to the beach. Well, it's on the way. My resume's here with me. I love that. No, show them. If they said, can you start today? You don't have to approach anything about yourself except to say, yes, I can start today. Yeah. Being that mentally prepared, because then you're right. They see that energy, they see that willingness, and that's what we hope for with our client base.
So, I know that you know who you are and what you're doing. Mm-hmm. But if I'm on the other end hiring, I know nothing about you. Mm-hmm. So I get your first impression, and you can say, well, I got a resume here. Well, a lot of times they won't even take a resume at a business. Mm-hmm. They will say to you, go online and apply. Mm-hmm. So there is a distance, right, that occurs because of our contemporary way that we handle things. Mm-hmm. That's why even if they aren't taking resumes, if you go in and introduce yourself, when they start looking, they may remember you. Yes. So it's never a bad idea to do that. You should still. Exactly. I don't care if they tell you they're only doing it, applications only online. I get that. But if you want to work there, go there.
Yes. Right? And that's a thing. And even completing the application online and then follow up again, walk in. I don't know if you remember me, but you said go online. I did. Now I'm back. I want to remember this face, this name wants to work here. What's the next step for me? And we encourage that all the time. We had the job fair event last week on the 16th with the Yuba College, Yuba County One Stop, and then Sutter County One Stop, and it was a really good event. And folks came back to use our resource room, and they were saying, yes, they told me to fill out the online application. They said they took my name down. Yay, they're looking for you. We're not hesitating. Finish and then follow up. That's how we promote. I can't say enough. I want to say so much more.
Well, I don't want you to miss being able to talk about some things that you wanted to talk about before we run out of time.
Yes.
Because you and I will just chat.
I know.
We will chat.
It's so easy. Chat. And then look at, there's good information in the plug. Yay. So Sutter One Stop, we are partnering with Capital Pro Bono, and we've done this now for several years. They offer a debt and bankruptcy informational workshop. And you come in and you get to sit and listen to what the avenues are to help protect your credit, to build your credit. And if you've got some areas that are a little sketchy, they give you ideas and resources on how to enhance and improve. That workshop is coming up June 18th, but we encourage you to sign up now to attend. It's 822-5120. And then we also have, if you are in a situation and shenanigans in your background, parole, record of arrest, probation, there's an expungement and employment law informational workshop. This one is scheduled for May 28th, also with Sutter One Stop, calling 822-5120. Make mention that you're interested in the bank and the debt and bankruptcy or the expungement and employment law workshops. Plus we have our regular standalones, our job readiness, and our effective interviewing, and those are on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And we have our career assessment, that's Tuesday, Wednesday. There's just a ton of information. You don't have to be in any situation. Yay, look at Monster Speedway. I think they're getting ready. Sorry, sidetrack, squirrel. So they're at no fee. So you just coming into the One Stop. We've got folks that come in and use our resource room in between, and they're on their lunch hour. They just know that we're there. They know that we really work hard to honor your timeline to get you in, get you out, get you signed up for these workshops, and it just helps promote you. When you're meeting with individuals and it's tell me about yourself, what do you want to know? And Yeah, it's not whose line is it anyway. You can't answer a question in the form of a question. You have to know, and we help build that knowledge. When I did the workshop with this one young man, I only did this and I just did that. Okay, we're going to remove only and just. This young man volunteers in 2 different locations with 2 very meaningful community resources in our area. And I just said, as soon as I don't say name drop, but business drop, right?
Yeah.
Where you're interviewing, where you're volunteering, you've got references. Where you're volunteering, you've been there for a year for both programs. You are a hot commodity because you're willing to do at no fee what they need from you, and you're there and you're arriving, you're showing up every week for these volunteer pieces. So when people think, well, I just volunteer, remove that sentence. You are a contributor to a program that's meaningful in this community. And that's the way that we want you to promote yourself.
Well, and honestly, an employer, if you're willing to show up on your own nickel, you're definitely going to be willing to show up, right? Because that's what they're looking for.
And then imagine the references that you're gaining and possibly a letter of recommendation. Like all of this connectivity is what businesses are looking for now. If you're passionate, if you serve, and you're willing to do these elements at no fee, that just makes you a high-end employee. That's how we look at it. So just getting connected, Sutter One Stop, 822-5120, SutterOneStop.com. Come visit us, 875 Harter Parkway in Yuba City.
You would think that she knows where she works.
Well, for a while there, it was like Harter Road, Harter Avenue, Harter Parkway, 875-857. I know now where I live, 875 Harter Parkway, Yuba City.
Tamra, thanks so much for coming on. We appreciate what Sutter County One Stop and Yuba County One Stop does for our community.
Yes, thank you, Bob, for having me.
This community interview is made possible by Shaw & Associates.
I'm Dave Shaw, President and CEO of Shaw & Associates. For over 70 years, Shaw & Associates has been your trusted experts for wealth management, tax, accounting, and payroll. We change lives and inspire true wealth, one person